Good evening, everyone. My name is Dennis Browne. I teach Russian here at Bates in the Department of German and Russian Studies. And if you'll allow me, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the work of my colleagues in Russian, our teaching assistant, Vera Panyushkina, and my colleague, Marina Laginova, for the splendid work they've done with the students whose translations you will soon see on the screen to my left. I also want to thank the festival's organizers, my colleagues Raluca Chernohosky in German and Claudia Aburto Guzman in Spanish, for all their efforts in making the 2011 festival and its concurrent conference on translation such a wonderful success. Their hard work gives me the very pleasurable opportunity to introduce the Russian poet for this year's festival, Polina Barskova. Polina was born in 1976 in Leningrad in the Soviet Union. Some 20 years later, after completing her undergraduate degree in classics, she left not Leningrad, USSR, but St. Petersburg, Russia, to come to the United States, where she entered the PhD program in Slavic languages and literatures at the University of California, Berkeley. Now, I'm going to take a little sidetrack here. Several years ago, during a Bates fall semester abroad in St. Petersburg, some of our students expressed interest in using some of the extracurricular activity funds we had to join amateur sports clubs, do karate at dojos, take dance lessons. And our teaching assistant at that time said, "Fine, I'll help you do that." But he warned them. He said, "I want you to know, unlike Americans who get involved in 3 or 4 activities, Russians don't dabble." Now, I was reminded of the story yesterday when Polina was talking to our students about her mother, whom Polina described as a good service mom, who took her little Polina to play sports, to learn to draw, to sing, to do all of those various activities with which parents try to enrich the lives of their children. Well, little Polina did not go on to win tennis Grand Slam tournaments a la Maria Sharapova, nor did she sing at the Bolshoi or the Met a la Anna Netrebko. Maybe, I was just thinking, maybe you were grunting when you should have been hitting that F or G above the staff, and yeah, well, whatever. No, as Polina told our students yesterday, her mom's efforts all ended in failure, but one day when she was standing in front of a store, just waiting for her mom, and interacting with a dog that was there, all of a sudden, a poem came to her head. It just came and made itself at home in her head. She went home and started writing, and writing, and writing. Time passed, and Polina had her first poems published in journals, literary journals, at the ripe old age of 9. Now, I don't want you to think that success just dropped out of the sky at Polina's feet. Many, many, many years would pass before her first book of poetry was published. That finally came at the very advanced age of 15. A couple of more books of poetry, an award-winning dissertation at Cal Berkeley, a few more books of poetry later, and Polina was hired to teach Russian literature and film at Hampshire College in Massachusetts. So as you can see, when it comes to poetry, Polina did not dabble. Among her more recent works is a very interesting project published in 2008 with the Odessa-born American poet Ilya Kaminsky called Traveling Musicians. The project is very appropriate for this year's festival, for Ilya translated Polina's works from Russian into English, and Polina translated Ilya's works from English into Russian. We have had only a few hours to get to know Polina, but I think all of my students and colleagues would agree, those of us who have had a chance to speak to her find her extremely charming, engaging, witty, intelligent, and passionate. Passionate about literature, passionate about film, particularly passionate about poetry. So please welcome Polina Barskova.